introduction. I think I'm going to switch to the wireless. Does this one work too? Kind of like to move around when I'm talking. I don't talk very often, so hopefully I don't sound too stupid. But the Hawaii thing, I haven't even told my broker that. That was kind of a joke. My wife's from Hawaii, so it's always been kind of like, someday maybe I'll sell real estate in Hawaii. But not yet. So today I'm going to just talk about the real estate market. I compiled a couple presentations. One presentation is from our, we have a chief economist with Windermere Real Estate. So I put some of his data together about the state in Eastern Washington. And then the other presentation is more specifically Whitman County. So I'm the president of the Whitman County Association of Realtors here in town. And so the one presentation I pulled from is from the Whitman County Association of Realtors. So here we go. So as of 8:30 this morning, I just pulled some Pullman stats. There's 76 active residential properties on the market that are active. There's only 2 active multifamily properties. The average list price is $298 and $20. 14 properties are currently under $200,000. 21 properties between $200,000 and $300,000. There's kind of a logjam of properties between $300,000 and $400,000, so there's 28 properties there, and then 13 properties over $400,000. I called Schweitzer because I kind of wanted to get some local job info. They didn't want to give me anything, so I went to their website, and there's currently 54 open Pullman Schweitzer positions. There's actually over 100, but 54 of those were Pullman SEL jobs. And then, so I went to WSUjobs.com, and there's currently 87 open Pullman WSU jobs. So I thought that was kind of interesting. So Matthew Gardner, he's the chief economist for Windermere Real Estate. So for all Windermere's kind of all over the West Coast. He's got 25 years of experience in the U.S. and the U.K. So he's kind of a good, if you're looking for some information on where the economy's going, where the real estate market's heading, he's a good guy to kind of get information from. So overall, the state's doing well, economy-wise or economic-wise. The state's going to be at around 70,000 jobs in 2017. Eastern Washington is also going to be, and that's in the whole state. Eastern Washington will see economic growth as well. Unemployment rate should decline. So home sales throughout Eastern Washington have actually fell modestly compared to the same time period in 2016. So in total there were 2,383 home sales. This is for Eastern Washington, so a drop of 0.3%. Sales actually rose at the fastest rate in Spokane County at 8.5%, and that's increased over the first quarter of 2016. There were also reasonable increases in Kittitas County. Majority of counties in the region saw a decrease in home sales over 2016. And you'll see Whitman County actually had quite a decrease in home sales. But he's basically saying a lot of this what's going on in the state is kind of a direct, it's because of just a lack of inventory. And kind of throughout the state and kind of nationally, I think that's been an issue, is just lack of inventory. So this is basically kind of what I was just talking about. You can see by county in Eastern Washington, the decreases or increase here. I guess I can use this little pointer. So 8.5 in Spokane, Kittitas, so like Ellensburg area, 6.6, and then you got us down here at 28.6. Tri-Cities area, Franklin, Benton, they also saw a decrease in home sales. So with the decrease in home sales, a lack of inventory, you're seeing listing prices go up. So year over year, the average prices rose 8.3% to $228,955, and that's for all of Eastern Washington, not just Whitman County. That's the average. Whitman County had the greatest price growth, with homes selling for 25.2% above that just a year ago. Across the board, pretty much every county increased in price, with 4 counties exhibiting price growth over 10%. And like he's saying, it's, you know, this is all just kind of a direct result of the lack of inventory. Okay, and so Okanagan actually had a decrease in the average price. Whitman over here, they should have made this crimson, not red. Kind of looks crimson up there. Then you've got Tri-Cities here, Walla Walla, Spokane. Their price didn't actually go up a whole lot, even though they had an increase in home sales, which I thought was interesting. Okay, and this is just pretty much the same thing here, just the home price increase, 25. You got Whitman County up here, Ellensburg. So days on market dropped 17 days across the board compared to 2016, with the average time to sell your house at 76 days. Okanagan County actually increased. I'm glad I'm not a real estate agent in Okanagan County. But so it's taken them about 131 days now to sell a house. And the counties that sold the fastest were Franklin and Benton. So Tri-Cities their market's been pretty active. So his conclusion is it's a seller's market still. We should still see increases in prices, and there's still going to be kind of a lack of inventory. So, so this is market data from Whitman. So this is just Whitman County here. So I wanted to get a little more specific. And so you see here we've got, I hope you guys can see this, but basically April 2017 we had 48 new listings, as where in April of 2016 we had 76. So that's, I mean, that's almost a 37% decrease. Active listing count was 96 this year, where it was 175 last year. That's a pretty big change. And months of inventory, we're at 3.4 months to go through all the inventory, whereas it was 7 last year. And average listing price is $293,457, where it was $265,122 last year.
What is the absorption rate?
Absorption rate is how many months it takes to sell all that inventory. Okay, and then the closed sales count, so we have 27 for this year, 28 last year.
Huh, well, that's almost the same.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I thought that was kind of interesting. No distressed listings. Last year, only one, so we don't have a lot of foreclosures, which is good. So, so this is new listings, and I kind of just went over this, but you can see this broke down by month. So 48 in April, we had 64 in March of this year, but April last year was 76, and then you can kind of see, this shows you, you know, most time people are getting their house on the market. Usually February, March, April is when you see a lot of the new listings come on. this is average listing price. And so we're at 293K, we're at 265 a year ago, and you can kind of see it declines a little bit and then jumps back up pretty quick.
So is that saying that in the winter time, it looks like people who are trying to sell maybe because they're moving, wind up getting a little less as people that wait till spring get more? Is that what that's saying?
So this is average listing price. This is probably average of the homes that are on the market. This is the average list price. So there's, for one, there's less inventory. There might be homes that haven't sold, and so maybe a little less desirable homes that are lesser price, and just less.
They're still there.
They're just less on the market in general. Any realtor wants to jump in and correct me? Go ahead.
You're doing great.
I thought this stat was crazy. So list price, 293. Look at that, 2 years ago, 224. So I thought that just 2 years, that kind of a jump.
So I hope this isn't a dumb question, but why is it going up so fast?
So I think there's not a lot of, so Copper Basin used to build a lot of homes really cheap. Copper Basin's not here anymore. Hayden Homes is building homes, but their price point is, their lowest I think is about 270, 280 maybe, whereas Copper was building homes at 220, right?
So long ago.
I think, so there hasn't been a lot of lots, a lot of land to develop. There are going to be new lots coming on. There's not a lot of labor in the area. The labor that's here is expensive, and so I think that's all part of it. I mean, any contractor right now, you're trying to get a hold of any contractor, good luck. I mean, it's tough, you know, and to get somebody to call you back, good luck on that too. You know, I mean, I'm a contractor, so I'll call you back, but I'm also a realtor. Anyways, any other questions on that?
That's a good question, Devin.
So I kind of thought this was, and there's no dumb questions, by the way, so feel free to ask me. I don't know if I'll have the answer, but I know a guy that does. Chris Clark does. So this is average days on market by zip code in Whitman County. So Colfax is 99111, 63. We're at 66, so Colfax and Pullman are similar. And then you've got 4 days in Colton, which I thought was interesting. Maybe because Ashley Allred is out there.
I'll pay you later for that one.
But then I was kind of surprised Palouse at 408, and this is average days on market, which I thought, I mean, I don't know, I thought Palouse would be, there must be like some listing that's really skewing this data, that's been on the market for like 5 years or something. But then you've got like Oakdale, which, there's, you know, Oakdale's, some of the outlying areas are just, houses don't sell real fast. And I mean, that's just, what's that?
No one's moving there.
They're starting to.
St. John. I sold a house in St. John a couple years ago, and it's tough to get people to go to St. John. It's a great town, but anyways.
Nobody wants to go there.
So this is months of inventory, and this just shows, so we're at 7, previous year at 3.43, we were at 7.84 the previous year, so 2015, so lack of inventory. And then active, pending, sold units, so the black line here is active, we're dropping, pendings are actually above actives now, and sold is down here. So I think you're going to see, I mean, you're going to see solds jump up because we got so many pendings right now. And then this is average sales price. Hit the wrong button. And then this is just average sales price with kind of throughout the year. Average sales price versus average listing price. So average sales price is $228, whereas average list price is $233. So I mean, pretty close to asking price. Actually, in November was over. We were over the listing price for sales price. And like in the other part of the state, you're lucky if you can sell for like less than 50 over asking price. It's crazy over there. Yes, sir.
Do you have any statistics that deal with the difference in sale price and average listing price based on the average price of the house? In other words, is a $200,000 house more likely to sell for its selling price as opposed to a $500,000 house?
I'm sure I can get that for you. I don't have it in here, but I mean, I could tell you, yeah, I mean, anything under 300,000 is probably going to be closer to list price than over 300,000. I mean, it depends on the property. I mean, some properties are just really nice properties, and they're selling at a good price for what you're getting. But I would say on average, under 300,000 is going to be closer to asking price. Yes, sir.
Does this include new construction also? Is that part of the listing? In other words, like the development in Copper Basin?
So this should have all of Hayden Homes data in it because they list all of their properties in the MLS. Any like custom home builds, I don't believe will be in here. That data is not hitting our MLS. So anything that's being listed going through the MLS should be in. And this is just distressed properties. We don't have anything for that. We had one the previous year. We had 7 in April 2015. So I guess so. Your next question would be, well, so what are you going to do to fix that? There are some the lack of inventory I'm talking about. So there are some new developments coming in Pullman. There's 100 acres past Whispering Hills. There is a new Sundance division that's going to be just under 80 new lots. And then Canyon View over on where they're building that new school, there's going to be another 80 or so, or maybe just under 80 new lots in that development. This is just a picture of the new Sundance development. They're not huge lots. They're like, these are about 6,000 square foot lots here. And so I got an email from somebody today. I just thought this was interesting. Has really nothing, it's real estate related, but subprime brokers are back, I guess. So it'll be interesting to see how that affects the real estate market.
Is that subprime mortgages?
Yeah, subprime mortgages.
Okay, thank you.
So that's pretty much my presentation.
I moved here the latter half of January. I came from the west side in the greater Seattle area. And prices were just going crazy over there. But I wonder what the impact on your statistics are with so much farming country being around here. And are farming homes, farm homes in that listing as well? And how does that compare with, or what impact does that have compared to the city?
Yeah, so that includes everything in the county. So you're going to get, if it was sold through an agent, through the MLS, that is the information is going to be here. I think I'm not really sure how to answer your question. I think there's not a lot of properties out in the county, so I mean, I think that they are going. The price has gone up on those properties. there are a lot of people moving from the west side and from more congested areas that they're seeing our markets. I mean, I got a call from a lady in Fort Collins last week, and a lot of people have kids that go to school around here, and so they're like, man, I'm sick of Seattle and retiring, or just want to get out of the rat race, and they're buying houses for one to be closer to kids. Some of them just like it over here. So you're seeing our real estate is. I don't see how our real estate's gonna. I mean, anything can happen, but I think you're gonna see just our economy is really good here for one, but I think prices. I don't see them dropping because I think a lot of people are. This is a sought after area,
I would think that farms, because they're oftentimes kept in families and whatnot, I would think that they would have slower, less frequent sales. Is that accurate?
Well, a lot of farm properties are just sold to their neighbor and don't. I mean, they don't ever call us, like, yeah. I mean, yeah, farm ground. Yeah, it's tough to get a farm ground listing. A lot of that is just kind of handled between families.